Once upon a time, in a luxurious mansion on the outskirts of the city, lived a billionaire father who had worked hard his entire life to build an empire of wealth, businesses, and influence. But as he grew older, the one thing that concerned him most was not his wealth but the character of his only son. The father had seen many stories of spoiled heirs who wasted fortunes and treated others with arrogance and cruelty, and he did not want his son to fall into that category. He wanted to be sure that when the time came, his empire would be handed to someone who understood the value of respect, kindness, and humility. So he devised a secret plan to test his son in a way no one could suspect. He decided to disguise himself as a poor old gatekeeper at the entrance of his own mansion, wearing worn-out clothes, a cap to cover his face, and dust on his hands. The father looked nothing like the powerful billionaire everyone knew. The plan began one bright morning when the son returned home after spending time abroad. The young man was confident and well-dressed, with the air of someone who had grown up with wealth and privilege. The father, disguised as the gatekeeper, stood silently by the iron gates of the mansion, holding them open for his son, but purposely moving a little slower to see if the boy would react with patience or with irritation. The son waited silently, and when the gates finally opened, he nodded politely at the old man and entered without arrogance or anger. This first test made the father feel a small sense of hope, but it was only the beginning. Over the next few days, the father continued his disguise as the gatekeeper. He performed small tasks like carrying packages, greeting visitors, and even sweeping the pathway. Sometimes the father intentionally dropped items to see if his son would stop and help, or ignored him completely. One morning, the father spilled a basket of fruits near the car the son was about to enter. Instead of ignoring the mess, the son bent down, picked up the fruits, and handed them back to the old man with a smile, saying, "You should be careful, sir, it must be heavy." The father's heart warmed, but he kept his identity hidden, for the test was not yet complete. The real challenge came when the father arranged for an arrogant guest to visit the mansion. This woman, dressed elegantly in a red dress, represented the kind of people who often look down upon the poor and powerless. As part of the plan, she was instructed to insult the old gatekeeper to see how the son would react. When the moment came, she walked toward the gate with anger on her face, and in a cruel act she opened a bottle of soda and poured it over the old gatekeeper's head. The liquid dripped down his uniform, soaking him. While she laughed loudly, the old man bowed his head, pretending to be humiliated, but secretly he was watching his son's reaction very closely. The son, who had been standing near the entrance, witnessed the entire scene. His eyes widened in shock and anger as he saw the poor old man bay